Hey there, future retirees. Welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a big question on the table. Should you retire in your forever home or downsize? Yeah, I know it's one of those decisions that has some people staring at their home with mixed emotions like, do I want to stay here forever or move to somewhere smaller? Well, you're not alone. And today we're going to break down the pros, cons, and everything you need to consider before making that choice. So grab a snack, get comfy, and let's dive into all the options because retirement is coming, whether you're ready for it or not. But before we get started, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with anyone who's getting ready to make some retirement decisions of their own. You could help them save a lot of time, stress, and maybe a few extra bucks. All right, let's start with the forever home. When most people think about a forever home, they're imagining that perfect house that they plan to stay in for the rest of their lives. It's the place where you can put your feet up, kick back and not worry about moving again. You know, the house with the big backyard for family gatherings, maybe a guest room for when the grandkids visit, and let's be honest, a few extra rooms that you might not even use just because they're there. But what makes a home our forever home? Well, typically, this is a house that has enough space for your needs and maybe even some extra space for all the stuff you think you'll use. It's in a location you love, and it's a place where you can age in place comfortably. No more worrying about finding a new place every few years. You're set forever. Or at least that's the idea. But is it really all it's cracked up to be? So why would anyone choose to stay in their forever home? Well, let me tell you, there are some solid perks to this decision. First, emotional connection. Let's face it, many of us have a deep connection to the home where we've raised our families or spent a significant portion of our lives. Whether it's the view from your kitchen window, the memories you've built in the backyard, or the idea of not wanting to leave a space that feels like home, there's a lot of emotional value in staying put. Second, let's talk about stability. Moving can be a hassle, especially in retirement when you're probably looking for less stress. Staying in your forever home means you don't have to deal with the hassle of packing up your entire life, selling your house, and finding a new one. You get to avoid the stress of moving and the potential costs involved with buying a new place. Third, there's the freedom factor. No need to follow rules, regulations, or HOA guidelines. It's your home, your rules. You can make whatever changes you want, whenever you want, whether it's adding that cozy reading nook or building the ultimate man cave or craft room. Plus, you know exactly how much space you have to stretch out. Now let's talk about the downsides. And hey, I'm not here to rain on anyone's parade, but it's important to know the full picture, right? First up, maintenance. A bigger house comes with more maintenance. More rooms mean more cleaning, repairs, and upkeep. And as you get older, this can become a bit of a chore. Things like lawn care, fixing leaky faucets, or handling roof repairs may not seem like a big deal now, but trust me, they add up over time. You may not be up for it in 10 or 20 years. Second, there's the empty nest syndrome. If your kids have already flown the coop, it might feel a bit lonely in a big house. Sure, you'll have the space, but do you really need it? If the only time your guest room gets used is when the grandkids visit twice a year, you might find yourself paying for space you're not actually using. And of course, there's the expense. Bigger houses mean bigger utility bills, property taxes, and possibly higher insurance premiums. Plus, if your house is older, the repair costs could be significant. It can get pretty expensive maintaining that a dream house, especially when you're on a fixed retirement budget. Now let's talk about downsizing. What does it actually mean? Essentially, downsizing means moving to a smaller home. It could be a smaller house, a condo, or even a retirement community. The idea is that you're trading in that big family home for something simpler, easier to maintain, and more affordable. But here's the kicker. Downsizing isn't just about cutting down on space, it's also about cutting down on costs. With a smaller house, you're paying less in utilities, maintenance and property taxes, And if you downsize to a place that's already been updated or needs less upkeep, you could save yourself a lot of time and money. Why do people downsize in retirement? Well, there are some big perks to it. First, lower costs. Downsizing means smaller utility bills, lower property taxes, and reduced insurance costs. And if you sell your big house, you might even have enough left over to boost your retirement savings or go on a trip to Hawaii. Talk about a win-win. Second, there's less maintenance. A smaller home means fewer rooms to clean, fewer things to repair, and less lawn to mow. If you've been dreaming about having a low-maintenance life in retirement, downsizing is the way to go. Think of all that extra time you'll have for hobbies, travel, or just relaxing. And third, less stuff. When you downsize, you'll probably have to declutter and get rid of some things. I mean, you don't need 17 snow globes, right? It can actually be really liberating to let go of items that you don't use anymore. But yeah, there's always a but, right? Downsizing isn't perfect. Here are a few things to consider. First, you may have to part with some memories. If you've lived in your current home for a long time, downsizing could mean leaving behind the place where you raised your family, celebrated birthdays, and built all those memories. It can be emotional, no matter how practical it seems. Second, limited space. Downsizing might mean you have to give up some of the things you love, like that extra guest room or the garage space for your hobby. And while less maintenance is a plus, less space can feel cramped if you're not careful. So, there you have it. Forever home versus downsizing in retirement. It all comes down to what works best for your lifestyle, your budget, and your future plans. No matter which route you take, the goal is to enjoy your retirement and make the most of it. Now it's time to hear from you. What's your ideal retirement plan? Are you planning to stay in your forever home, or are you thinking about downsizing? Drop a comment below and let's get the conversation started. And remember, if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on more retirement tips and financial advice. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Until then, enjoy your journey to a peaceful, happy retirement.